And a lot of your music is infused with different Jewish values and culture. What made you bring your personal experiences and your Jewish experiences into your music?
Well, it was a long and gradual process. I was making music long before I got turned back onto Judaism, which was something that I grew up with, but had walked away from for the greater part of my teenage life. And so I was already making music and had been putting out albums, and the more into Judaism I was getting, and the more I was learning and studying and experiencing, it just kind of gradually started seeping into my music more and more, until I did an album in 2009 called Wayward Wonder Will with Shem Speed, and that was an overt meditation on contemporary American Jewish experience, and filled with a lot of different samples and sounds from around places around the world that Jews had been. It was like I conceived of it as like an audio tour of the diaspora experience, and a close look at the inner workings of contemporary, unaffiliated American Jew from the West Coast on a path of reclaiming their heritage and making it feel like they were in the stream, part of like it was part of them, not something outside of them.
And as an artist, there's a lot of different things that make a successful album, and commitment to time and bringing these verses to the forefront. What motivates you to bring this type of art to the forefront?
What type of art?
Like your songs, connecting to the community at large and trying to bring your passion in your words.
Right. I mean, ultimately, what drives me, just to go back to one of my earlier answers to your questions, is I mean, in large part the undeniable urge to express and to create, and so I don't know where it comes from, but to a large degree I've fashioned most of my life to be able to be receptive to that urge and that surge when it comes. I guess as far as what drives me to put it out to the community, or to the world in general, because hopefully I'm making music that not just the Jewish community can relate to, but really that people from all walks of life can relate to, is essentially really what I want to express and what I want to put out there is that creativity is an amazing vehicle to wrestle with an ancient tradition in a contemporary way and integrate it into the fabric of your very being, into the deepest levels of your psyche and into your soul, and to not only integrate it into you, but to then give it back and to be part of this stream of tradition and of reflection of the community back in on itself, and to and also to just to put out the symbol of somebody being themselves, and to empower other people to be themselves, and whether that's like to empower young Jews to be proud of being Jewish, or to empower other people from other walks of life to feel good about like really being who they are, and like going deep into that and seeing that you can bring something from the past into the present and hopefully to affect the future in a good, creative, inspirational way.
So can you lay down some tracks for us?
Sure. So this is from the first song off the new album, which is called Dope Stylevsky, which for those who don't get the immediate nerd rap reference, it's a reference to a Russian author from the 1800s, Dostoevsky, who wrote Crime and Punishment, Notes from the Underground, not Jewish, but a very well-known author. And a lot of what I was trying to do with this album was really bring in archetypes of the old world literary tradition, solitary authorship for the contemporary ADD generation. And
I'm part of that.
Yeah, me too. So this first track, there's a verse from the first track. It's called "Grind Thoroughly," which is also a reference to the line in the Talmud, where it says the high priest says they would make the incense in the temple. They would chant, "Grind thoroughly, thoroughly grind," and they said that it was good for the sound of the sound, the vibrations, and the chant was good for the energy of the incense. And so to a certain extent, that's an example of kind of what I do, where I'll go into the tradition, into text. I'll take something that from a certain context, grind thoroughly, thoroughly grind. Well, anybody who's familiar with hip hop and street slang will be like, oh, you're on your grind thoroughly, you know what I'm saying? So then I'll take that. So if you know the reference, you're like, psh, that's dope. If you don't know the reference, it also sounds fresh, and so that's a lot of what I try to do with my music, which is to be accessible to non-Jewish audiences also, which is that to phrase things in ways that if you get the references, a whole world opens up, and if you don't get the references, another world opens up. Started rhyming just for fun. I was young and dumb, and on the run. Was it the drugs or the drums? I don't know, but the flow, it took a hold of my soul, and it won't let go. So the story goes, but there's more to these rhymes than hooks and punchlines. Something's going on beyond your street lights. Beneath the surface, there's a purpose, service of the heart. Elevate the sparks with the aid of the language arts. Penetrate the dark sewer systems of the psyche. Light 'em up like lightning. I pray nightly that life will always excite me, and give thanks for free will to do the right thing. The private property of my personality, offered up in smoke, incense, immortality, the sanctity of ecstasy, in tune with morality, evidence of heaven sent, present tense elegance, full spectrum, intention, extension, poetry potently portrays perception. It's a labor of love, the day's long. I'ma write all night while I be singing this song. Eprhyme, grind thoroughly grind. Take raw material back to the lab and refine. Free time, speak your mind, seeking you will find the intricate design. Infinite I and I.
Your next album dropping?
The next album is coming out Tuesday, April 26th on K Records. It's called Dope Stylevsky, and it's dope.
And one of the things about your music that I love is you have a uniqueness to it, and it really brings about thought, and it has a lot of passion, and I know for myself it's just it has that power from within. And where can our viewers learn more about your music?
Well, they can check out Eprhyme.com. That's EPRHYME.com. They can check out KRECS.com, KRECS.com, or Shemspeed.com. Google me on YouTube. I got music videos up, live footage, photo montage tours of graffiti in Jerusalem videos, all kinds of crazy stuff. So
okay. I wish you luck.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Peace.